Hello and welcome to the latest episode from the Nintendo Review Vault. We are a few days later than usual and quite busy with a few things, but today, as you can see, we're going to play through 1080 Snowboarding on the Nintendo 64, a game, if you listen to our podcast, one that Darren's probably not that fond of, but one that I actually really enjoyed back at the time, and I do play it every now and again, and I still really like it. That's not to say I'm particularly good at it, but I think we'll jump in and probably do my favourite mode in the game, which is the contest, which is basically like you've got like 5 stages to go through a few things and try and get as high a score as possible. Kensuke Kamachi's the man, so choose him pretty much every time. Although if you're doing time trials, Dion Blaster's your man. And then Rob Haywood, you may recognise him from Wave Race, for example, as well as Akari Hayami and Ricky Winterborn. So there's a wee bit of crossover between the franchises there, but always Kensuke Kamachi. And then there's a selection of boards, but this one's just seems to be better than all the other ones, so I don't know why you would pick a different one. Maybe not the best looking one, but hey, we're looking for the best score here, so I imagine I'm going to be terrible at this.
Ready? Go!
I've already missed that. Surprised I landed that, because that's one thing I am truly horrible at in this game, and that is landing. It seems really difficult, especially on the air mech stage, which should be coming up. Not really pulling off too many. What a mistake. Not really pulling off too many tricks here. There's a jump coming off just down here. I'll try and get one. I knew I was squeezing in one too many. What we don't want to do is run out of time. Let's see what was wrong with that landing. And that one! See about the landing, you press Z just as you're landing, just to cushion yourself. Just as you hold Z to sort of like speed up. Like landing, it just never works half the time for me. Obviously that's my fault. That was lucky, that was late. Oh, nice bit of slowdown. Surprised I landed that one as well. Score's not particularly impressive so far, I'm sure. So yeah, this is the level I was talking about, the air mech. It's a big jump and you try and get a few tricks in and then land at the bottom of it. And I'm always terrible at it. Like, I probably land it about 10% of the times. And obviously we didn't land at that time, so I'm kind of used to having 0 points from that stage. Kensuke looks puzzled. I'm not.
Ready? Go!
As far as snowboarding games went back in that era, I remember there was like this on the N64, and then we had, well, there's a few on N64. There was Twisted Edge, which wasn't very good. Snowboard Kids, which actually was pretty good. It's like Mario Kart on snow. But then when you went to the PlayStation, you had like Cool Borders and stuff. I never thought Cool Borders was anywhere near as good as 1080. Although I do quite like Cool Borders 2, even though I know it's not as good. It's still quite fun to play. But I'm not quite sure when I first played 1080. I remember my brother and I had, I think it was from Curry's we got it. It was like an N64 player's guide thing. It was just like a wee free thing you could pick up, a wee leaflet thing, and it had quite a few Nintendo 64 games in it. I remember it must have flicked through that thing about a million times, just looking at the screenshots of the games. So we didn't have the internet or anything back then, and I remember 1080 being on one of the pages, just thinking that I've never played a snowboarding game before. It's really different. There's quite a few other games that I picked up from just looking at that magazine. But 1080, I remember, I think it was pre-owned in game, back when game was half decent, for maybe about, I think it was a tenner. And this game always reminds me of Halloween, because the time when I picked it up, I was just a day or two before Halloween, and I remember going out to game and picking this up for like $9.99. But it was the same day that I was in the town with my mum and dad, and we were, back then you could still buy fireworks just for like personal use at home. You didn't need like a license or anything. So I remember we were in a few shops just getting fireworks for Halloween. I used to love those, like fountains and whatnot. But I remember picking up a box of fireworks that day and just getting home and trying out 1080 for the first time. It's just I'd never played anything like it, and I thought it was really, really good. Loved the music and just the controls and stuff. I was so excited just to learn how to play it. And this is probably going to be a horror show here in the half pipe. Like every time it gets towards like September, October, I'm always get a sort of urge to play like 1080 or Tony Hawk or whatever. It's those games that just sort of I started playing around those times. It's kind of my favourite time of the year. But I sort of remember it being like starting to get dark outside one night. It must have been Halloween night or maybe the night before or something. And I think my cousin was over, and my nan and uncle, and I just remember we were gonna light a few fireworks outside, and me just squeezing in a couple of wee races in 1080 beforehand while it was still kind of new to me. That sort of feeling never went away. I just love that time in my life, and I still love this season.
Ready? Go!
I honestly don't have a clue what my top score is, but we're clearly not going to get anywhere near it. Never have to usually go this way either, because usually when you're doing like the match race mode, there's a wee shortcut into the left there. Oh dear, we're not hitting that, let's just ignore it. I thought this looked pure class back at the time, and just like seeing the wee ripples in his clothing just when the wind catches it, like those sorts of things really sort of impressed you back at the time, and you don't often get that sensation with games anymore because everything just looks decent, well, mostly. what we don't want to do is run out of time here, because that would be a disaster. Whenever you get into that deep snow, the slowdown is just, it's real. So much harder to control down the wee frozen river. In terms of like 1080 and the sequel, I'm honestly not sure which one I prefer. I mean, the trick system and stuff in Avalanche is so much better, and I like it's far easier to land and stuff. But there's a bit of nostalgia attached to this one. I think I maybe enjoy the races and stuff better in this. And there's no contest mode in Avalanche, although they have a gate challenge on it, which I also quite like. So yeah, 78,872. Can't imagine that getting into the leaderboard here. Fingers crossed. That's not letting me put in my name, so that's that's how we kind of know it's not making it. In fact, we'll go and just check the leaderboard just to see what. Options. It's one of those games like if you watch my previous vault on V-Rally 99, back then sorry would delete the save file from time to time just for that feeling of starting from scratch again. Definitely done that with 1080 a few times. Yeah, contests. Yeah. We weren't a million miles away from getting on the leaderboard, but that score is probably still terrible. But I say landed the air make that time. But anyway, that's 1080 snowboarding. Still really enjoy going back to it from time to time, especially at this time of year, like I said. So let me know if you've ever played 1080 snowboarding and what you think of it. Personally, I'd really love a sequel on Switch. It's been so long. It's been at least 15 years since we had a new 1080 game, so let's bring it back, Nintendo. Anyway, if there's any other games you'd like me to play, tweet me at Nekunando, or even try and catch us on our official Twitter account, which is at Nintendo_review, and I'll see you next time.